Hello everybody, YouTube peeps. It has been a long time since we uploaded any kind of video. Sorry about that. We have had so much going on from literally from the last time I uploaded a video. My daughter, my youngest daughter, she ended up getting RSV later that week, or what she had was RSV. We just didn't know it yet. It progressed. She ended up getting pneumonia from that. It was actually in both lungs, so it was double pneumonia, but it was not bad, they said. Like, it wasn't really bad. They could see the cloudiness and stuff in her lungs from her chest x-rays, but they said her breathing was completely fine. So, my camera's freezing up. But her breathing was fine, so they didn't keep her or anything like that. She didn't have any kind of restrictions in her breathing or anything like that. They just said, take her home, keep a close eye on her. If she has any difficulties breathing, she was wheezing the whole time. I swear she wheezed every breath for a week straight, over a week straight. But they said as long as her breathing is normal, it's, she's doing normal belly breathing, then there's nothing they could really do. And if she did have problems breathing, to bring her in right away. My concern was, how am I supposed to watch her when she's sleeping? So it was simple. I just didn't sleep. But a week after we found out she had RSV, my oldest developed the flu. And that, my anxiety was through the roof. And I was so scared she was going to give it to my youngest, who was still trying to get over RSV. I couldn't imagine. But luckily, I kept them separated. My middle child didn't get anything, which is really weird because she's the one that always seems to get sick. But somehow she managed to stay healthy. And I don't understand how my kids got sick. We don't go anywhere. My kids aren't in school yet. They don't go to daycare. We very rarely see friends. And I'm that crazy mom you see in the store that carries the hand sanitizer with her and wipes the whole buggy down. That's me. That is me. I'm that crazy mom that is over obsessive with stuff like that. My husband makes fun of me. He says that's why they get sick, because they have no immune system, because I don't let them do anything. But I just don't want my kids to get sick. I hate seeing them sick. And I cannot prevent it. But we finally got well. Everything got better. And then out of the last 3 weeks, we have had the stomach bug and some really bad cold virus. I swear it felt just like when we had COVID over a year ago. And we all got sick. It started with my baby, my 10 months old. She was 9 months old, turned 10 months old. She's 10 months now. And then it went from her to my oldest, to my middle, to me, to my husband. And then it circled back around, and my middle one had the stomach bug, and she circled it. It circled around to everybody as well. So I'm just I'm so sick of this sick season. I hate it. I'm just ready for spring. It's so pretty outside today. Where we're at is 84 degrees right now, and I am just so ready. I'm just ready for all this to be over. But yeah, that's where we've been. That's what we've been dealing with. And I don't know if you can tell from this video, but about 4 days ago, I started having this really severe eye pain. It felt like somebody was pushing on my eye with their thumb. And I don't know exactly what it is. It got worse and worse. It really only bothered me when I blinked really hard, or if I physically rubbed my eye or touched my eye. But then it started getting worse and worse. This morning I woke up and it hurt to blink. When I open my eyes, every time I blink, I can feel it's pressure pain. And I just went to the eye doctor, and they said I have some kind of infection in my eyelid. My eyelid, that's another thing. I woke up this morning and my eyelid was swollen and red, and I had a sty that was forming on my eyelid, and the doctor went in there and she got this tiny little metal pick, and jabbed my eyelid and squeezed it, and she said she got 80% of whatever. Wasn't it looked way better. Like, this is better. Like, you should have seen it this morning. It was bad. My eye was getting worse and worse, and it was freaking me out. And, you know, when something happens, I go to Google, and don't do that. It just scares me even more. Like, I'm gonna go blind. That was my, like, that's it. I'm gonna be blind in one eye, just like my husband. My husband is actually blind in one eye. That's a story for another day. But I was like, well, and his is the left eye too, so we would both be, but it's not, I don't think I'm going to lose my vision, but it did scare me. It's getting better. It still hurts pretty bad right now, but it's going to get better. But with all the bad luck that we've had with sickness and everything else, I don't know if I ever got into this on a previous video, but we are in the process of selling our home. This is the second home that me and my husband, well, technically third, but second as a family that we've had. We used to live in a mobile home years ago when we first moved out of my in-laws. My camera keeps on freezing. Okay. When we first moved out on our own, we didn't have a whole lot of money. We were very young when we got married, like very, very young. So we were just so ready. We ended up moving into, my mother-in-law had a mobile home. And so we took the opportunity. It was already paid for, and we didn't really have any kind of payment except for like our utilities and stuff like that, and Wi-Fi and cable and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, we were able to save a lot of money, and that's partially how we got a lot of the money for our IVF and all that. We were able to save a good bit of money. We ended up bringing my oldest daughter, Emery, home from the hospital to that home, and I got pregnant with my second in that home. And then we knew this was too small, so my grandmother, my mom's house, my mom passed away when I was 17, which is also a story for another day. But this is my childhood home. When she passed away, my grandmother took over payments and paid the house off for us. And then after she did that, she was renting it out to people until I was able to move in. She had wanted me to move in this house for years, even before we moved into the mobile home. And everyone thought I was crazy because I had this house. Like, why are you living in this trailer when you have a house, like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house sitting on half an acre? Like, why? People didn't understand, but the house comes with a lot of heartache and emotional, like, there's just a lot of not so great memories in that home. We moved in on May 1st of 2020, and I had my daughter June 12th. And literally ever since we moved in there, my mental state has declined so much. I would rather live in a box under a bridge. Like, I cannot stay in this house. I have, like, I want out of it. I can't. I'm sure it's a great home. It's going to be a great home for another family, and I'm glad that they can stay there. But like, when we first moved in, I told my husband I didn't want to move any furniture. Like, he was like talking about he wanted the bed in our bedroom put a certain way, and I was like, no, like, it can't go there. It has to go over here, because that's the way it was when I was little. It was the way he was saying it, and I don't want to remember it as my childhood home. And as much as I tried to change the walls and paint it and change the floor and do all the things I did to it, it still reminded me of my childhood, and I just I can't take it anymore. So the plan, we finally got an offer. It's been on the market for a little over a month, and we finally got an offer. It's a little less than what we were asking, but not terribly, not a whole lot less than what we were asking for. So we are hopefully moving forward. Our inspection for our home inspections next week, and we're expected to close by the end of April. So I am super excited. What we are going to be doing with the funds for the house, we are going to completely pay off our debt. We are going to sell both of our vehicles and buy new vehicles, like new vehicles. I need a minivan. I have a car payment. We're not going to have any debt. And temporarily, my husband's and my credit is absolutely terrible, because we have only worked on my husband's credit, which maybe was a mistake, because my husband is the most accident-prone person I've ever met in my life. And he, in the 10 years we have been together, his eye, a battery, a little battery, not a big battery, like a AA battery, blew up in a fire. It shot out a piece of wood. It hit him in the eyeball. He's blind in that eye. He had to have plastic surgery to reconstruct, because the muscle was completely pulled out. We thought his eyeball was gone, but it wasn't. But however, it did scar his retina. He cannot see out of it. He got mad at at a man that was screaming at his little boy at a gas station a few years back. And he started screaming at this guy, and finally just turned around and punched the pole because he got so mad. It broke his hand, like severely broke his hand. Like the bone was almost protruding through the skin. So he had to have surgery on his hand. Like, we owe $7,000 to $8,000 in medical bills just from my husband. And every time we get his credit up, it bumps right back down, because we've got so many doctor bills that's in collections through his credit. So it's been hard just trying to navigate all of that. But yeah, with this money we can pay all that off. And what we're going to do is get caught up and build his credit up for 6 to 8 months. They think that we can get it up really good if we do, like, we have a plan and a system in place to where it will grow really good, and we're going to use his credit cards and all that, and get it up where it needs to be, and try to get a mortgage loan then. But in the time being, like, where are we going to live for this 6 months to a year? Well, we have contemplated so many different things, but I think what we're going to do is get a nice, like a larger RV. There's a nice RV park that actually is really close by to us, and they only want $500 a month, and that is for water, power, the rent space. So we added up our bills with this, with all the debt paid off, the car payments paid off, like everything paid off. We're gonna be saving about $800 or $900 a month. So that's well worth it, in my opinion. What's wrong? Let me see. You flipped it around. Hang on. Can I fix it in just a minute? Because I need both my hands. I'll fix it. It's okay. Her little toy. But anyways, good job. But this isn't a small RV. It's going to have 2 bedrooms, and some of them have 2 bathrooms. It's got a washer and dryer hookup. It's got a standard microwave, fridge, shower, like not a little camper shower, like a full shower as big as the ones we have in our home. So I think it's going to be manageable. Like, they have sliding glass doors. Like, you should see. I mean, you can look, like, they are amazing. And we'll be able to do all this and still have like almost 40 grand, 30 to 40 grand put back into savings. And then I just feel like we'll be in a better place doing this. Yes, we're going to be cramped. Yes, my family thinks that I'm absolutely crazy. Everyone thinks that I'm crazy, and when they start telling me that, I get really emotional, because I have cried so much about this, not knowing what to do. But this is really our only option right now. This is the best option for me and for my kids. I cannot stay in this house. I'm like set on selling it. Like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. And hopefully in a year from now, we'll be in a better place, and we'll be able to do what we need to do. And I'm excited for the future, and I know this isn't going to be a forever situation, so it's going to be okay. Like, I just can't let other people and their negativity get me down, because I know it's going to be better. And on another good note, my daughter, she's going to private school, and they have the kindergarten readiness test, and she has to pass that to be able to be enrolled into kindergarten at this school. And we went today. We have been working for 2 weeks on learning her alphabet, her numbers, being able to write them as well. Like, she had to know all this. And she's only 4. Like, she can write her name. She knows how to spell her whole name, like whole name. And like, I'm so proud of her. And she passed today. She's going to school. Say hey, Emery.
Hey, Emily.
No, say hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
But we are so excited. She's going to school. I cannot wait, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of us. And yeah, just wanted to get on here and share that little bit of information. I will try to keep uploading. I bought a camera, but it's not a great camera, so I'm going to get another one. But it's been nice talking to everybody, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.